Okay. Should be live on Facebook momentarily. And let's go live on Instagram as well. Cool. Cool. Yeah, looks like we're live everywhere. Let me just check Instagram actually. Yep. Cool. Hey, everybody. Tom here. I am not doing this training, but Jared will be here in a few seconds or a few moments, and we'll get started. All right. Let me get out of here. Thank you, Tom. All right. What's going on, everybody? I can't believe I let you on here with that Packers gear. Should not have done that. It's green, though. So in the holiday spirit. What's going on, everybody? As always, guys, say hello on here. We are going to get started in a few minutes. I started early just so as people were coming over here, they would see where we are. Let me get everything set up here. Buy some time. Let me know where you guys are coming in from. I can see the comments over here, so it's always good for me to kind of see that. All right. There we go. Let me take a look here. Get ready to take some notes today. You're going to need them. I promise you. Okay. Chat's gone. There we go. All right. I can see you guys. Different states, different countries. What are you in there? You can accept that? Is that what you said? You guys like the holiday cheer here? We have green and red. I'm wearing green. Okay. Tom, sound is good. Everything's good on that end. Awesome. Good. Tom will be in the chat there if you guys have questions as we go through. As usual, I'll try to stick around and do some Q&A at the end as well. But we are going to go over a lot of things today. Some good stuff, very practical. So get ready to take notes. But again, it's not start time yet. So just keep letting me know, guys. I'm watching the chat. Want to see where you guys are coming in from, see who's here. Let me know where you're coming in from. Say hello to each other, guys. As always, if you're on here right now, I do this for like 100% free. So just do me a favor and just hit that like button, comment, and share this with your network. Just hit that share button. That helps us a lot. Love seeing where you guys are coming in from, though. We got a lot of you guys here. Very cool. Very cool. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Is Hanukkah end today, or Hanukkah just ended? Or is it still going on? Somebody will correct me in the chat. I know that it's like right around there. Oh, look at that. Brantford, what's happening? That's not too far. That's like 20 minutes away. Happy holidays, Phyllis. Happy holidays. Florida, Michigan, Massachusetts. Again, guys, let me know where you're coming in from. So cool to have you all there. Let me know as well. Are you watching this alone, or are you with an office or a team? And how many of you are there? That's always interesting to me, because you always have the certain numbers, but then there's always a lot more than that based on who's in that office. So let me know, how many people are you sitting with right now? Are you solo, or are you with other people? Okay. Drop that in there. We're going to get started here in like 1 minute. Okay. I like to start on time. We're going to bring you a ton of value. And thank you to all of you that came in during the holidays here. I know a lot of you are kind of in vacation mode. Some of you are traveling. So thank you to all of you that came in. Okay. We're good on sound. I don't need to move it anywhere or anything like that. We're good with that. Awesome. All right. I'm looking right now, guys. All right. 2, we have solo, me and the dog. I guess that's like 1.5, right around there. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, let's get started. You guys ready to get started? Hit that like button if you are ready to get started. All right. I'm thinking that it's time to get going here, guys. We are going to very specifically today cover how to get listings. Okay. Now, I want to be clear. We're going to cover more than you can probably do. And one of the cool things about our industry is that in this industry, you have a lot of different options, right? You have different things you're good at. You have different skill sets. You have different talents. You have different. And so you're not going to be able to do every single thing we talk about today. Okay. If you've been following me the last few years, you know that I'm a big fan of post close. I'm a big fan of taking care of the people that you already have. And so, yes, you need to be using your Mosaic. You need to be using your Wise Agent for your CRM. You need to be using all of those things. You need to be mastering your Core 100. You need to be doing all of that. But prospecting and proactively creating business is also a part of our business. Creating predictable revenue streams is also part of our business. And while I do believe that it is much easier to take one customer and turn them into 5 more sales than it is to take one lead and turn them into 1 sale, we also need to understand how to hunt, because we have opportunities in front of us all the time to create listings, to create buyers, but you gotta, it's kind of like a good stand-up comedian, right? Like they walk around the world and they view the world differently, and they see things differently, and they see things that are funny, and you have to view the world and you have to go through your business life and see opportunities for business. And so I'm going to try to point some of those out today. I've been trying to do, I think you guys, probably a lot of you appreciate this. I've been trying to do more of these trainings lately. As we've been like pushing the academy and having that happening and stuff. And so giving you guys way more value. I hope that's helpful. I'm gonna cover today some old school stuff. I'm gonna cover some new school stuff. I'm gonna cover some stuff that we've covered before with students with a little bit of a twist. I'm gonna cover some brand new stuff that I've never talked about. We're gonna cover a lot of options. If one thing is not particularly for you, move on to the next thing, right? Like some things are for you, some things you can take and you can make them your own. But I can't stress this enough. Take lots of notes. I'm going to rapid fire today. Any templates or scripts or dialogues that I talk about, just like when I do live events, at the end, I will give you an opportunity to have all of those for free. Okay. Whether you're a part of our academy or you're not a part of our academy, I'm going to give you the templates. I'm going to give you the scripts. I'm going to give you the dialogues. We'll give you an opportunity at the end where, you can have all of that for free. Okay. So as always, just trying to give you as much value as I possibly can. Okay. Now, for those of you that are watching right now that are in our academy, just know that we are starting in January. Although I'm doing this free training right here on how to get listings for the academy members, I'm starting a 4 to 6 week course sessions, 4 to 6 weeks series on how to get listings, where we'll be covering what I'm covering today, but in even more detail, screen share, step by step. And then we'll be covering a lot of other things that I'm not covering today as well, because, you can only cover so much in 45 minutes. And yet the truth is, when you talk about something that is so foundational, such as getting listings and such, you need to be a little bit more detailed, and you need to, so just know, for those of you in the academy, starting January, I think it is, I forget, whatever that Monday is, January 5th, January, whatever it is, we will start our series on how to get listings, and we'll be doing about 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. So with that being said, guys, let's get started. I'm going to start with one of my favorites, kind of an old school one that I've talked about for years. I'm going to give you a little bit of a twist on it. Okay. And that is that we have to understand that every action deserves a reaction. By the way, if you're taking notes, this is where to start taking notes. Okay. The first one that I'm going to talk about has to do with the idea of circle prospecting around a listing. And I'm going to cover a very specific technique that we use with our students. Okay. And that system that I've taught for 15 years, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a twist on it, is called the new listing prospecting letter. Okay. Now, it can be a letter. It can be a postcard. You can walk a neighborhood. There's 2 types of equity, right? There's check equity and there's sweat equity, meaning you have money to spend to send out. Or if you don't have that, you have sweat equity, which means you go to the neighborhood. Okay. And the idea of this is that every action deserves a reaction. Every time a listing hits the market, whether it's your listing or not your listing, we know that statistically within 30 days, another property hits that area, right in that general area. And within 6 months, 2 to 3 more do. And so what that means is that every time a listing hits the market, it's telling you, hey, this is where another opportunity is going to come on. Okay, this is where another one's going to hit the market that most likely does not have representation yet. And so what you want to do is whether you're an individual, a solo agent, whether you're a team, whatever your structure is, your assistant, whoever, you want to save searches in your local MLS with all of the neighborhoods that you want listings as if you're a buyer, okay? And so every time a listing hits the market in a neighborhood that you want a listing, you or whoever on your team is going to get notified. And now you know that that listing has hit the market, even though it's not your listing, most likely, you know another one is about to hit, okay? And there's a couple things we're going to do here. Number one, and I'm going to give this to you guys for free, you can send out automatically the new listing prospecting letter that goes out to the nearest 50, nearest 100 houses, whatever it happens to be. How you send that is completely up to you. If you're in the US, you're probably going to use the easiest, cheapest way is if you go to USPS.com, United States Postal Service, that beacon of efficiency. They have a thing called EDDM, Every Door Direct Mail, in their drop down under the business drop down. And what that'll do is you can send out by mailing routes without postage, which is super cheap. It's like 21 cents per home. So if you send to 50 homes, that's $10. If you send to 100 homes, that's $20. Like, it's not bad, right? And what you could do is every time a listing comes on where you want a listing and you know another one's about to come on, this new listing prospecting letter goes out. Now you can send it. A VA, a virtual assistant, can send it. The key is to really set a system around how that's done. And again, if you're in our academy, I'm going to break down exactly what that looks like, how you find someone to do it, what the system looks like, how to hire somebody, how to pay somebody, all of that, okay? And so that letter is going to go out to the neighborhood. And that letter just basically says, hey, just wanted to let you know your neighbor's property just came up over at blank. Now notice I don't start off with who I am, what brokerage I'm from. They don't care. But people do care about their neighbor's property being listed. We call them nosy neighbors, right? They want to know what are the deets? What's going on with it? What's it priced at? What's the deal? So we start off with that hook and we say, hey, your neighbor's property just came up over at blank, and I thought you might want more information that you can't find online. That line right there is huge. I thought you might want more information you can't get online. And now it's like, shoot, there's information that I can't find. Now I want it, right? And then it gives a little bit more information. Again, I will give you this template. And then it says, by the way, your neighbor's property being listed may have changed the value of yours. Now, that's what's called communication 101. It's not what you say that matters. All that matters is what they hear, okay? So you say, hey, your neighbor's property being listed may have changed the value of yours. Communication 101, not what you say, it's what they hear. Now, you said may have changed. They heard my value went up, okay? It's not what I said. Everything that happens in the market changes the market in some way. But I need an opportunity for a conversation, okay? So your neighbor's property being listed may have changed the value of yours. If you'd like to know how it may have changed, please shoot me a text, give me a call at blah, 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 whatever it happens to be, okay? That's going to be in the template that I will give to you guys, okay? Now that goes out to the nearest 50, nearest 100 houses. I'm not looking for the 49 or the 99 no's. I'm looking for the one yes. I'm looking for that one kernel of popcorn that we know statistically pops around every single listing. And when you do this with every listing that hits the market, imagine how many more listings you pick up throughout the year because you're doing something that you're not doing right now. And that's the key thing that I'm going to try to get across to you guys as we do this training and as we head into our series with our academy is it's about doing things consistently you're not doing now, okay? How much are you losing right now by the number of things you're not doing consistently, the number of systems you're not implementing consistently, the number of processes you're not following consistently? And that's what this is all about, okay? Now, when that letter goes out, one thing that we've changed for those of you that have been students for a long time, we've now added at the bottom of that, letter, postcard, however you want to do it, a little PS. And the PS says, I'm actually planning on coming through your area in the next couple of days to offer my service free of charge or obligation for anybody that would like to know if or how this sale in the neighborhood has affected the value of their home. Let me know if you want to set up a time for a quick 5-minute on-site price consultation so you don't miss me when I come through. And now the idea is they can set it up with you. Notice I said 5-minute on-site price consultation, not a CMA, right? We're not bringing in the Country Music Awards. And so I'm telling them if you want to set it up ahead of time. But now the key is I'm not only sending this letter, I'm not only sending this postcard. 2 to 3 days later after it's delivered, I'm going to go walk that neighborhood. and I'm going to have a publicly available MLS sheet on that property. It doesn't have to be my property. I'm not saying it's my listing. And now I'm walking the neighborhood, and yes, people don't like it when you show up at their door and try to sell them a vacuum cleaner, but they love to hear about their neighbor's property. So you show up with that MLS sheet and you say, hey, I don't want to bother you. I know I hate it when people show up at my place. I just wanted to let you know your neighbor's property just came up for sale right down the road over here. And I thought you might want more information that you can't find online. There's that crucial, that line again, that you can't find online. They're like, oh yeah, I saw it. Like, what's it going for? And and now you're having a conversation with them and you give them the publicly listed MLS sheet. And now at some point you're going to say, by the way, I'm not sure if you're aware, but your neighbor's property being listed may have changed the value of yours. Would you like to know how it may have changed? And now you're having conversations. And as you guys have heard me say over and over again, conversations equal closings. It's really that simple. Okay. So that's one of them that you want to make sure that you have. That's a very important one that you want to make sure you have. And it's just opportunities, guys. It is old school, but it is one of the most effective things we do with our students. I can't tell you the number of people that have been in our academy, been in our program over the years, and how many listings they've told me they've gotten just by following that consistently. Okay. So number one is just circle prospecting around a listing. There's so much more that goes with that again, I'm not going to cover today. We'll do that in the academy starting in January, but that's one example of something you can do. Okay. Number two, this is a new letter we created, and it's called the neighborhood referral letter. Okay. Now let me pull this up here, guys, so you guys can actually see this. Okay. Neighborhood referral letter. You should be able to see this right now. Okay, Tom, I think you guys are a little delayed, but once you can see it, just kind of let me know you can see it. This is a letter. Again, at the end of this, you can see it. At the end of this, I'm going to give this to you guys for 100% free. I'm going to give you a thing where you can download it. You can have all of these templates. This is a letter that you send after you sell a house in a neighborhood. So the first one, we talked about how you can use any listing, whether it's yours or not. This one is when you specifically actually sell a home. And what you're going to do is you're going to ask the neighbor, because it's one thing when you send a letter to the neighborhood and you don't know the neighbors, and so they may or may not respond well. It's another thing when you have third-party approval and someone they know, meaning the neighbor, sends out a letter. So this letter actually comes from the neighbors whose home you sold, from the seller to their neighbors that they know. Talk about a third-party endorsement, okay? And so you're going to show it to them beforehand, get their approval, and 99% of the time, they're going to say, yeah, although they might change a little bit to kind of make it their own, or because they know the neighbors well. But look at all of this I'm going to give to you, by the way, is going to be in Word format, so you can change it. But it goes out from the actual seller that just sold in the neighborhood talking about you. And it says, hi, so-and-so. As you may or may not know, we recently decided to put our house on the market and make one of the toughest decisions of our lives to move to a new area. While making the decision to move was a tough one, choosing who would help us sell our home was not. After interviewing several realtors, we made the decision to go with blank because of his or her experience, current marketing techniques, and our confidence in his or her ability to get the job done. And boy, are we glad we did. What was most impressive about blank was he or she took an extremely stressful period in our lives and made it go as smooth as humanly possible by keeping in constant contact with us, so we always knew what to expect next. If I had the chance, I would hire blank to sell my house again in a second. His or her negotiating skills and market knowledge are second to none. If you're thinking of selling at any point or know anyone that is, you should definitely reach out to blank. His or her info is below. By the way, we're loving our new house, but definitely miss the old neighborhood as well. This is just an example right here of you using that third-party endorsement, asking the seller if you can send this on their behalf. And my God, does that thing work? The number of students of ours that get back to us and tell us how many listings, how many people they work with, because it's not coming from them, it's coming from the seller. That is effective, okay? Again, at the end, guys, stick around. I will give you the opportunity to get all of these templates, all of these slides, and you can change them up. You can add in there, the specific tools that were used. If you're using a mosaic, if you're using something like that, you can put it in there and say, that I had access to this and, the agent provided this to me. I was able to see everything. There was true transparency. You can adjust it however you want. For the template, we kept it just kind of like vanilla, whatever. Every area is going to be different though, okay? So number two is you can send out the neighborhood referral letter that comes from the seller. That's another way you can get listings, okay? Number three, You're going to market your buyers to get sellers. Okay. Now, this is another one I've talked about for years, but not enough of you are being extremely consistent with it. Okay. And the best way to get sellers is to leverage your buyers. The buyers are the cheese that the mice want, right? They want buyers. And so what you're going to do, you can do this a few different ways, is every single buyer. Think of it like this. If I said to you, how many of you have a budget for your sellers when you have a listing? You'd all be like, yeah, of course. We market the listing. We have a budget for that. And then I say, how many of you have a budget for your buyers? Do you market your buyers? Everyone looks at me cross-eyed. They're like, what are you talking about? You got to have a budget for your buyers. I've said for years, guys, the quickest way to underperform on your potential is to get romantic about how you got here. So what does that mean? We have to change our strategy. So every single buyer, whether you sell a home to them or not, is an opportunity to get more sellers. And what you're going to do is you're going to make this video very simply. You're going to hold it up, no professional this or that, no whatever. You just hold it up, you look at your phone, and you say, hey, everybody in the so-and-so whatever, I've got 2 buyers that are looking in so-and-so town, so-and-so city for an up to 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot, hopefully ranch in the so-and-so school district. Due to the inventory, I've been unable to find them anything right now, but I'm committed as their agent getting them something, whether it's on the market or not. Hey, can you do me a favor? If you or anyone you know is even considering selling, can you let me know? I may be able to sell your home without it ever even hitting the market. I look forward to hearing from you. Comment below, shoot me a message. I can't wait. Let's get this done. You shoot that video right there. And by the way, that verbiage I just used will be in the free stuff I give you. That video right there, you upload that to Instagram, to Facebook, to YouTube Shorts, to all of your platforms, okay? You upload that as a video, and then you put a budget behind it, and you promote it to your town or city. And the way that the algorithms work online is they're following your words to deliver to directly the people who need to get whatever it is you're saying. So when you promote it specifically to an area, and then you're specifically talking about selling a home, if you're thinking of selling, I've got these buyers, who do you think it's going to go to? And now, not only do you have a lot of people that are responding to that because they're thinking of it and they're shooting you messages and they're doing, whatever, but you've also got people now tagging their mom or tagging their dad who's selling or tagging whoever. And it's an opportunity for more sellers by leveraging your buyers. And there's the potential that you find a property for your buyer that they never would have had. Now, does that mean that your buyer is 100% going to buy the property of the person who pops up and says that they might be selling? No, it means you're creating opportunities you wouldn't have had. And what you say to them is that I can't ever guarantee that my buyer is going to buy a property I bring in front of them, but I guarantee I'll bring it to their attention. Okay. And that's all you can do. But ultimately, it's about creating at-bats. It's about creating opportunities. And a lot of you are missing opportunities because you are not using every single buyer and marketing them to potentially get more sellers, which also helps your buyers. Now, that same video, again, for those of you in our academy, I'll be going much deeper dive on this. And that same video, not only can we take that and promote that, we can put that in written form as well. We can put that up on our social channels as a written message instead of a video, which reaches a different demographic. We can take that same message and we can send it out to our database. And we can say, hey, I need a favor or I need your help. I've got these buyers. They're looking in so-and-so. They're looking for up to 4-bedroom, up to 2-bath in this school district, blah, 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 blah. Can you do me a favor if you or anyone you know? And now I'm doing that. Notice that I never said the price range because that's what's called a disqualifying factor. When people hear price range, they go, oh, I want to sell for more than that. They're lower than my price. Or, oh, I want to get more, whatever it is. I need them to have to reach out to me. And now whether their house is in their price range or not, I now have an opportunity. Okay. That's all part of the skill set of what it is that you're doing. Okay. So number 3, very easy, is we market our buyers just like we market a seller. And again, that verbiage I will give to you for free at the end. I'll show you guys how to do that. Okay. Number 4, probably the most underutilized one that I don't understand why more people don't leverage this. And when I was selling real estate, it was my number 1 source of business and my quickest source of business. Number 4 is working with investors. And, in a real brief way to just kind of explain how you do this, every one of you has the ability to, in your local area, if you look it up, there's probably some kind of either a REIA, an REIA, Real Estate Investors Association, or some kind of a networking group for investors, you need to be at those meetings networking with investors, okay? Now, when I give you the free templates and dialogues, I'm going to give you the dialogue for investors. And what you're going to do is you're going to go and you're going to meet as many investors at these groups as you can, because there is a portion in all of these groups, these networking groups for investors with these full-time investors, where all they do is pass deals, meet each other, and network. And that's where you're going to say to them, hey, what kind of an investor are you? Are you a buy and hold investor? Are you a flip investor? Are you a wholesaler? Like, what kind of investor are you? And they're going to tell you, oh, I like to flip. By the way, guys, flipping properties is back. Okay, that it kind of took a bit of a hit the last few years. It's kind of back now. Or they're a buy and hold investor. They buy multifamilies, apartment buildings. You need to speak their language. And again, for any of you who are in our academy, we already have a course in there on working with investors where it tells you exactly how to do this. Okay. And so make sure you take advantage of that. But what you're going to do is you're going to find out what kind of investor they are, talk to them. And naturally, when you ask somebody a question, what do they do to you? They ask you the exact same question. And they're going to say, what do you do? And you're going to say, well, I'm a licensed real estate agent. What I do is I specialize in finding good deals for investors like yourself. What separates me from so many people is I don't buy most of those deals. I bring them to my top investors. Do you want me to put you on my list? Guys, what do you think they say 100% of the time? They're like, absolutely, yeah. And then what you have to do is you have to then take a note of them, what kind of investor they are, go into your MLS and save a search, again, as if you're a buyer, for all of the different keywords: sold as is, pre-qualification required, buy, like all of these handyman special, all of these things that we know equals that's a foreclosure, that's an investment opportunity, that's a whatever. And when those come to you all throughout the day, very simply, guys, as soon as they come in, you start sending them to your investors. Because the thing with investors is they don't care who they use. All they care about is who brings them the deal. And the only deal that you need to make with that investor is that if I bring you the deal, not only do you buy it from me, but the deal is when you sell it through me. Okay, that was my deal with all of my investors. And you need to remember, guys, in the market we're in right now, almost 30% of all residential sales right now, guys, guess what they are? Investors. And a lot of you are like, well, that's, it's because you have these huge places, institutional buyers. Guys, that's less than 3%. Less than 3%. The high majority of investors that are buying properties are investors like what I'm talking about right now, that operate at these real estate investor associations, that use hard money, lines of credit in order to buy properties and make it look like cash. You just need to go build the relationships. And I'm telling you, this was the quickest, easiest business I made, both selling properties and listing properties. But a lot of you, it's sitting right under your nose and you're not even attending these meetings. You're not even meeting these people. You're not even networking with these people. And it's a must, okay? So investors are another one. And again, I'm going to stress again, two things. If you're watching this, you're not in our academy. At the end of this, I'm going to give you the dialogue for what you say. If you are in our academy, there's a whole course on how to work with investors. Just go to your dashboard, go down to courses, and you'll see it there. And it'll help you because this needs to be a portion of your business. When I say it's almost 30% of the market, you need to ask yourself, is it almost 30% of my business? Because if it's not, it's a missed opportunity. Okay. So number 4 is working with investors. Number five, let me pull this one up for you guys, is having a special offer. Okay. Now, there are a lot of special offers we can cover, but this is a 45 to 60-minute training, okay? There's obviously, you've heard them before, we'll sell your house or we'll buy it, guaranteed sale. There's so many different offers you can make. The one that I personally created, and we work with so many of our students and it works so well, is offering certified pre-owned homes, okay? Now, the point of having a special offer is that it differentiates you. It gives you a reason to reach out. It separates you. If I could see you all right now and I were to say, how many of you would agree that there are more than just you and one other realtor in your area? You'd all be like, yeah, there's thousands of them. So you have to find ways to separate yourself. You have to find ways to be different. One way you can do that is by marketing this idea of certified pre-owned homes. Ask me about my certified pre-owned home program. And very simply, guys, the certified pre-owned home program, and again, all of you, I want to be very clear about this. All of you could easily, if you go into our Facebook group, Jared James Coaching, and search CPO or certified pre-owned, you will see examples from students of ours of what their certified pre-owned program looks like. Go take it, throw it into GPT or Canva and copy it. Make your own certified pre-owned. But basically, it's the idea that every home that you sell is going to come with a 1-year home warranty and is going to come with a pre-inspection done, meaning you're going to pay for an inspector to come in to inspect that home first, to have an inspection report. Any major things are taken care of. And now every buyer that comes through who wants it has a copy of an inspection report already done and knows they're buying a home with a warranty. You also need to make sure you make a deal with inspector. If you know that the inspector charges XYZ, but you're going to have him or her go and inspect every single listing that you take, well, then you're going to work a deal with them and say, no, I'm paying half price because I'm going to have you do it over and over and over again. Okay. And now you're able to market yourself, looking to sell, find out about my certified pre-owned program. You're looking to buy, I offer certified pre-owned homes. And it separates you. It goes on an ad that you put out on Meta and online. It goes on a billboard. It goes in videos and you talk about it. It goes out to your database and it's different. And the key is to always have a new offer to make, something to talk about that makes them go, what's that? Well, this is one example. I've got about 5 or 6 others. Again, we'll teach those in the academy, but this is one that you can all take and you can all use, and it's not difficult to implement, but it separates you, okay? That's another great one that you guys should be taking. So number 5 is have a special offer. Number 6 is social posts. Again, this is one that I've been teaching for years right here, okay? The idea is to create a conversation. It's to get people to raise their hand. And you need to remember that with some of these offers, let me take us down because I want to make sure we understand this. With some of these offers we're making, with some of these things we're doing, many of them, yeah, they'll create listing opportunities. But even when they don't, they create branding, because even people who aren't at the moment buying or selling, what happens is they always see these things that you're doing and it reminds them, oh, that's right, you sell. Oh, wow, you're creative. Oh, when I sell, I want to work with them. Oh, when I buy, it looks like they look for stuff that's not even on the market sometimes. I need to work with them. There's an advantage to that. Because remember, the buying and selling pool of people is constantly rotating. And so when you're marketing, when you're doing this, you're not just doing it for current buyers and sellers. You're doing it for the other people in your database and in your community to make them constantly aware that I'm the person to work with. I'm the brand. I'm the one, right? How many of you, again, if I could see you, I'd ask you, how many of you have watched a video of mine online and see me and go, oh, there's the real estate trainer. Oh, there's that guy. I like that guy or don't like that guy or whatever. How many of you have done that? And look, we have thousands of people that are in our academy. We have thousands more that aren't. And yet when you'll see me online, you're like, oh, I know Jared, right? Because sometimes my stuff will apply to you and sometimes it won't. And in your local marketplace, marketing, branding is the exact same thing. That's why you have to do these types of things, okay? So another one we've taught for years, but works so well, is to put out a social post, whether you do it through video or you do it through a written text, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your stories, on whatever it is, and just very simply ask the question, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would you be to sell your house if I brought you a strong buyer right now at the right price? On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely would you be to sell your house if I brought you a buyer right now at the right price, a strong buyer at the right price, right? Like, what would that look like? And here's the cool thing, guys. Here's the thing that you've got to understand. You are going to have a certain number of people that are going to respond to that. And they're going to say 10, 9. They're going to reach out and be like, why, you have somebody? Obviously, what do we do with those people? We love those people. We interact with those people. We look for opportunities. But many of you think that when someone says 5 or 3 or 1 or whatever, that's just a waste. It's not, because it's triggering the algorithm. And they're helping you get in front of more people, because the more people comment, the more the algorithm is showing it to more people. So even the ones who aren't looking to buy or sell at that moment, they're still helping you. But now figure that you take that same concept, you put that post up, but now you put a budget behind it. Now you pay to have it go to your whole town, to your whole city. What if you just keep that thing continually running? And now not only are people going 10, 9, do you have a buyer? Do you have a whatever? And it's starting conversations. But even those that aren't at this moment looking to buy or sell, branding, branding, branding. What is it doing for them? It's reminding them you're the person, you're creative, you're marketing. These are the types of things that you need to be doing to dominate in your local marketplace. And when I tell you guys, I am covering a sliver of what we could be covering right now. If you saw the number of things going through my head just on the ideas that we've talked about so far that I'm not covering because of the sake of time, there's so much to it. There's so much creativity, and there's so much more importantly that we're not doing right now, and it's costing us business. And that's the point that I want you to understand. Okay. So you want to make sure that we're leveraging social posts. We're doing those things on that same level. Let me show you another one right here. Creating calls to conversation. You know, my buddy Dan, the CEO of Happy Grasshopper, we had a conversation years ago, and he was talking about how, you know, everybody talks about calls to action. And yet really what we need to talk about in our industry are calls to conversation. Our job every day are to create calls to conversation, because conversations create closings. You can't make closings happen, but you can make conversations happen. So here's 2 examples. One is an exact email you can use. And again, I'll give all this to you guys. And one is just a message that you send out. I talk about this one all the time. If you right now, with everything going on in our industry and all of the news and all of the misinformation and all of the chaos and everything, are not texting 10 to 20 people in your database every single day and saying, hey, has any of the recent news changed your real estate plans in the next 12 months? And then let them decide what that means to them, whether it means tariffs, whether it means interest rates, whether it means supply and demand, whether it means, but whatever it means, let them decide, but start the conversation. Okay. There's a very important point here that I think people underplay, which is the average person's buying about once every 10 years. Which means if you have 5,000 people in your database, you have 500 sales sitting right under your nose. Really, you have 750, because half are going to buy or sell and half are going to buy and sell. 10% of your database is going to buy or sell and buy and sell. If you have 1,000 people in your database, which is tiny, you have 150 sales right under your nose. Your job is to create those conversations that remind them that you are the person they need to be using. Okay. So you can do that through a strong call to action, like just sending out a text message or an email. Has any of the recent news changed your real estate plans? Or you can send an actual email. This is first time I'm ever releasing this. This is based on a recent study. You literally do an email out to your database to create conversation that says you might be sitting on over $302,000 or more. Now that's a subject that makes people open. Okay. And then it says, hi, first name. Did you know that according to a recent study by Cotality, the average homeowner has over $302,000 in equity in their home? That's some serious capital. But that's just a national stat, though. Have you ever wondered what it might mean to you in our local marketplace? If you have, I've set aside some time this week to service my top clients like yourself to let you know what kind of equity you might be sitting on. Don't wait, though. I'm going to do this on a first come, first serve basis. If you have any curiosity at all about the value of your home or the amount of equity you may have, just reply with the address and I will take care of the rest. Okay. Guys, that's something every one of you can do. Now we're talking about social. We're talking about outbound prospecting around a listing. We're talking about videos you can shoot. We're talking about an email that can be sent to your database. We're talking about text messages. The thing I'm trying to get across to you guys is that there is so much that we are not doing right now. And your job is not to do all of these unless you have the systems in place to do it. Your job is just to pick 2 or 3. If any of you guys, if you were on our business planning session, our plan for 2026, hit that like button. Okay. If you were on there, hit that like button. I'm making a point here. On that, I said, nobody cares about a 17-page business plan. It's about simplicity. What are the 2 or 3 things you're committed to doing that you will continue to do and you won't stop doing? Consistency is undefeated. You need to be looking at these. I've still got 3 more I'm going to cover. And you need to be looking at these and saying, what 2 or 3 will I still be doing in 7 months? What am I willing to commit to? That is ultimately what matters. Okay. Now, number 8, based on that same thing I talked about, I did another training where I talked about AI. And I did a whole training on AI and why AI matters and how we need AI to recommend us. And since that time, a stat has come out from Realtor Magazine that 82% of consumers right now are using AI to search market data, to find agents, to do like 82%. So we need AI to recommend us. So another way you get listings is by having GPT and Grok and Perplexity and all these places when a local consumer, a local buyer and seller says, hey, who should I be using? I need to sell my home. Or who's the best agent to sell my home? Or what's the best luxury agent in blank? Or we right now need to plant our flag in the ground and do what needs to be done in order to get recommended, okay? Now, I have simplified this greatly, okay? But if you want to get recommended, if you want a higher likelihood of being recommended by AI, you must have consistency across the internet with what's called your NAP, your NAP, your name, address, phone number. They can't be different. You can't be using a nickname over here and your real name here. This social has this name. This social has another. Your Google business profile has another. This one, it all needs to be exactly the same, okay? You must have strong, what's called an AI authority page on your website. An AI authority page is basically a page, and you can put into GPT, what's on my AI authority page. It's going to have the most recent questions asked in the last 30 days. It's going to have a strong FAQ. You know, it's going to have strong information and a write-up about you. It's going to focus on the primary area you want to focus on, and then up to 5 sub areas that are similar. Okay. If you want to do more than that, you got to do more AI authority pages. Your website needs to have 5 to 10 blogs on niches that you cover, you know, luxury, horse ranch, whatever it is, waterfront, whatever, a certain community, a certain, you know, whatever, investors, renters. You need to have 5 to 10 specific blogs on your site that internally link back to that authority page. So somewhere on those blogs, it is going to say, you know, blah, 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 and say something about that authority page or your expertise, and it's going to have a hyperlink to that AI authority page on your site. And then it must have individual city or area pages for every area that you're trying to get them to recommend you for. Okay. Every city, every area, you need to have an individual page. And again, AI will tell you what needs to be on that page. Okay. So all of you need to have this done, whether you do it yourself or you have us do it for you. If you want to win with AI, if you want AI recommending you, which is where everyone is searching right now, then you have to be recommendable by AI, which means you have to follow the rules. If you know that that's true, but you know there's no way that you're ever going to do it, we can do it for you. We have a team that is doing it. All you do is go to jaredjamestoday.com/GEO. Okay. Generative Engine Optimization. That's for AI platforms. Okay. jaredjamestoday.com/GEO. If you can put that in the chat, Tom, you are the man. I mean, guys, everyone needs a Tom in their life. Am I right? Next one. Let's look at the next way. Here's another just stupid but simple, but my God, does this thing work? This might be one of my favorite ones we've ever taught. Okay, you guys ready for this one? Stupid simple. Here we go. It's kind of like the children's listing agreement. It's just stupid simple. The pizza order form. Okay, if you are not for every single one of your closings using this pizza order form, let me explain this right here. We know that when we close with a client, okay, we know that what we really are looking for is we're looking for referrals, right? Lifetime value. But not just to anybody. We are looking to be referred to their closest friends and family, right? And so when it comes to a move, I'm not talking about at the closing, I'm talking about moving day. Who is at moving day? Their closest friends and family. So who else needs to be at moving day, not closing day? Who else needs to be at moving day? You. Because what's a better way than to get in with their closest friends and family than to actually meet them on moving day and get to know them? Not just be, hey, you should use Jared. No, I've talked to you. I've met you. We've had conversation. We've had whatever. And so what we teach our students to do is to actually, prior about a week or two before the closing, we're going to send out, and by the way, I'm going to give this to you in Word format. It could be pizza. It could be whatever you want. Sushi. It could be whatever you want. You're going to send it out to your people. And it's going to say, hey, pizza order form for moving day, not closing day, moving day. How many pizzas will you need? What kind of soda or drink do you want? Briefly describe what kind of pizza you'd like. What's the anticipated date of moving day? What time would you prefer delivery? Do you have a place you love? How many guests? What are the names of the guests? And then there's a little note at the end, delivering pizza to you and your loved ones on moving day is just an example of it. It goes through all of these different things. And at the end of the day, who's going to actually deliver the pizza? You. Okay. Now, if you have kids and such, bring them and show up in jeans and just be a normal human being. Because what they're going to do is they're going to have all their friends and family there who are helping them move. And you know who doesn't want to help them move? Their closest friends and family, but they got talked into it and they felt like they had to say yes. And right when they're getting annoyed from moving a couch and pulling their back out and doing what they didn't want to do, who's going to show up and give them a break? You. And who's going to show up with the pizza and look like a human being and have their kids with them if you need to, unless your kids are little demons, then leave them at home. You know, who's you? And who's going to stop and actually eat the pizza with them and have conversation? You. And when you do that, who's going to bring up conversations about real estate? Them. Because when you meet their brother and you meet their best friend and you meet their parents, they're going to start going, you know, I've actually been thinking about buying a condo, or I'm actually thinking of selling my multifamily. You know what my son is actually going to be doing? And they're going to bring it up because you met them in person and gave them an opportunity to meet you in person, and you gave them a break from something they didn't want to do. I'm telling you right now, this right here is so stupid simple. It works so well, and it humanizes you, and it ultimately helps you create relationship with the people you want to create relationship with. Okay. Again, I'm going to give that, whether you're in our academy or not, I'm going to give you that template. Okay. Last but not least, before I go into a couple of other things here, this one is so cool. And this one I've taught about for years. And it was funny because I was reminded about it. I was talking to a couple of our students who were going to be speaking at our last advance when we were kind of prepping for the advance. And I brought this up to them, and the guy looks at me and he goes, "That's brilliant." And I'm like, well, this is what you do. Here's what number 10 is. Number 9 was your pizza order form. Number 10 is you are going to get influential people in your area licensed. Okay. Think about what I just said. Think about the influential people in your area. Think about the PTO moms, the PTO president. Think about the mayor of your area. Think about whoever, the very influential people in your area who deal with the most people. You are going to pay to get them licensed, and then you are going to put them under you as a referral agent. And when you put them under you as a referral agent, now it's a win-win, because every single person they come in contact with, rather than them hoping they'll recommend you because you have a great, relationship, or, maybe they'll recommend you. Now it's a win-win, because guess who else makes money? They do. So you need to literally make a list of the top 3, top 5, top 10, whatever it's going to be for you, most influential people in your local area, and go have lunch with them, go have a conversation with them, and talk about you paying to get them licensed and you paying them a referral on everybody they send to you, because you're going to put their license under you as a referral agent. And now it's a win-win. And now this extremely influential person is looking for people to recommend. They're making sure anybody in their friends and family or their community or who they work with or who they whatever is using you, because who actually wins? They do as well. Okay. And that's what's called a win-win. And that's ultimately like the perfect example of thinking outside the box. Okay. So number 10 is get influential people in your area. Make a list. Think about that conversation. Pay for them to get licensed. Put them under you as a referral agent, and now you give them a referral every time they refer you, and now you could have the most influential people in your area that deal with the most people, who have the biggest voices that the most people listen to, working on your behalf, because they win as well. Okay, that's the 10th one. Okay, the most important thing I want to get across to you guys as we come to a bit of a close here is, as we look at 2026, guys, your aspirations, you will not succeed according to your aspirations. You succeed according to your action. Okay. What action are you going to take? What are the 2 or 3 things that you're ultimately going to do? Okay. Now I'm going to give you guys those free things, but I do want to make a really quick call to action for any of you that are not in the academy. I can't explain this to you enough. Like, if we have any people watching right now that are in the academy, go ahead and hit those comments, guys. Let them know like they should be in. Our academy is $99 a month. What I just taught you in the last 45 minutes right here, we're about to do 4 to 6 weeks covering just getting listings, covering not only what I just covered and going much deeper into it and screen sharing and showing exactly how to set up a system around it, but also covering a lot more that I did not cover right now because there's only so much time. Okay. It's $99 a month, guys. That is absurd. It is a tax write-off. That is absurd. If you are, you can see the link right there. You can scan that QR code, or if you just go to jaredjamestoday.com/academy. And by the way, guys, I see you all in here. You all should be in. You guys are crazy if you are not in. It is the best. Sign up. Someone said, I feel like I'm ripping him off. You should be in. You guys are awesome. By the way, best investment. You guys are awesome. It's so worth it. It's so, guys, thank you so much, by the way. I'm looking at those comments. Awesome. jaredjamestoday.com/academy. It's $99 a month or $1,097 for the year. You get a month free. If you are a team or a brokerage and you want to be in, we do offer discounts for teams and brokerages. Just message me. Either send an email to sales@jaredjamestoday.com or just send me a DM on Instagram or Facebook, and we've got somebody monitoring that. Tell us how many people, and we'll give you a price. Great way to start the year. We're doing our first session, starting this series, the beginning of January. That Monday there, I think it's January 5th, and we are going to go deep dive. Not to mention that 6-week series we just did on AI, that replay is available to you all as well. So if you sign up now, if you didn't sign up before and you sign up now, that series is also available to you to go watch on demand. Every single session comes with detailed notes. So it tells you exactly what to do, exactly where to go. Guys, this is the best value in real estate, $99 a month. It's absurd. If you've watched me or listened to me and heard ideas and went, I got to start doing that, or I got to start whatever, and you think that by being connected to me for the next year, and hearing from me personally, I personally train twice a month. We do live sessions. They're recorded. They're available to you on demand. If you don't think that that's worth more than $99 a month, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, I'm literally like putting everything I have into making your business do as well as it can, and just pouring into the academy. It was so cool. On our academy call yesterday, we had kind of a holiday hangout Q&A. And a lady on there just basically jumped on and said, I don't have a question. I just want to tell you, I think it's crazy cool how you're coming on here every other week and pouring into us. And she's like, I've gotten more value out of you than I ever got out of one of my coaches or one of my whatever. She's like, this is so crazy cool. And guys, we just live in a world now where the technology allows us to do that. We live in a Netflix world now. And so we're the first company that's kind of taken advantage of that. And you reap the benefit by only paying $99 a month rather than $2,000 a month or whatever it is. So make sure you guys get in that, jaredjamestoday.com/academy. I want you guys in there. You will not regret it. Again, teams or brokerages, go ahead and just message me and let me know how many you have. And we've got people watching that. We'll give you a price right away. I also want to say, you guys want that free stuff, right? You guys want the templates. I told you, whether you're in our academy or not, I'm going to give you a ton of value. Tom, if you could put that link up, it's just jaredjametoday.com/free. That's it. Just jaredjametoday.com/free. I think, let me look here. Did I actually, I did. Show. Here we go. There's the link for you guys. Okay. jaredjametoday.com/free. Just put that off to the side so you don't leave the training right now. And that will, obviously allow you to put your information in. We'll send you everything, so you have everything. So you have all the templates, everything you need that I've talked about. You can have it right there. Okay. I'm going to answer some questions, guys. I don't know how long I can do questions, but I'll do questions for a little bit. One more time, jaredjametoday.com/free. That's where you can do that. And if you're still looking for the academy there, jaredjametoday.com/academy. That's where you go for that. Okay. Guys, I'm seeing the comments. I'm seeing a lot of like comments like, thank you, thank you. Is the academy set Zoom sessions weekly, bi-weekly, monthly? The academy, I do twice a month. They're on Mondays at noon Eastern. You register for each one, and they're if you're not available to be on, they're recorded. They're available immediately on your dashboard. There's a Jared James Academy app where you can be on the app, or you can go to the actual site, jaredjamesacademy.com. So yeah, it's all there for you guys. Okay. I'm loving the comments here, guys. Like, so cool. A lot of you are asking, will there be a replay of this? Yeah, this will be immediately available on Facebook, but then we're going to take the recording and put it up on YouTube. And if you're in our database, we will send this out as well. Awesome. Emily, by the way, you did coaching for a year with Lexi. She's great. Awesome. I just signed up now for the Academy. So cool. And guys, we got some really cool things coming in the Academy too. We're about to start offering quarterly small group sessions that are very specific, you know, whether it's, you know, brokerage profitability, whether it's, trying to figure out how to recruit, whether it's team building, whether it's like, there's so many different things we can do. My wife is starting one right now on health. That's a thing that's starting in a small group on there. There's so many offshoots that are within the Academy as well. Again, $99 a month. If you're in real estate, guys, it's a must. Okay. If you got 3 good ideas throughout the year, it's an absolute steal. Okay. Guys, I'm loving these comments. It's more like you're more like saying thank you in comments more than questions, but I hope this was helpful, everyone. You know, in this quick amount of time, sometimes it's difficult to give a lot of value. So I'm trying to kind of plant the seeds and say, hey, these are things we can be doing right now. I hope this was helpful to you. I'll tell you one more time. I'll put this link up. Somebody said you have the link to the Academy still. By the way, someone said planning to switch CRM in the next few weeks. Wise Agent, guys, is the way to go. Like, absolutely, for a CRM. But there's one last time. You can scan that QR code if you're watching this on your computer, or just go to jaredjamestoday.com/academy. Again, complete tax write-off. You can get the last training, the 6-week series on AI that I did. You can go watch that. We're starting our series in January, 4 to 6 weeks on just getting listings. If you enjoyed this today, guys, this was a crumb. Like, this is nothing compared to what I'm about to do for our Academy members. Okay. So check that out. With that being said, I'll go check the Q&A because I got a ton of things coming in right now. I will check this once we log off here. If you guys can, do us a favor. I did this for free. Hit that like, share it out to your people. I appreciate it. Share it with your offices, share it with your colleagues. Let's end New Year strong. And honestly, guys, Merry Christmas, holidays. I think Hanukkah ends today, or just ended, or is about to end. Happy Hanukkah, whatever you happen to celebrate. You guys are awesome. I'm trying to do more and more of these just to give you as much value as possible, whether you're in the Academy or not. I want to give you as much value as possible. Hopefully I'll see some of you in person at events in the coming year. If you haven't gone to connectwithjared.com yet, connect on the social channels. I'm always putting out a ton of stuff for you to try to help you. And also just have a little fun. You know, if you follow me online, you know that I not only put out the helping videos and that stuff and the trainings, but I'll do fun videos with my wife and just, you know, that kind of stuff. And just, you got to enjoy life, guys. At the end of the day, if we're working hard at your business, you got to ask yourself, what for? You know, what's it for? You're having a good time. So with that being said, guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I love the heck out of all of you. Thank you for being on so close to the holidays. Share this with someone else, and I will see you guys soon. We'll have a replay up soon. Okay. Love you. See you soon.